Hi, I'm Danielle Linzer with the Learning Department at the Andy Warhol Museum, and we are going to be exploring Andy Warhol's shadow paintings today. So, Warhol is best known for, of course, his pop subject matter, where he was using instantly recognizable subjects like Campbell's soup or Marilyn Monroe. But in the late 1970s and early 1980s, he made a whole series, a very extensive series of paintings just based on abstract fragments of shadows from everyday objects photographed in his studio. So we're going to draw inspiration from that today and make our own art using shadows as our subject matter. So this is a very simple activity. You should be able to find the things you need around the house. Number one, you'll need a light source. This could be a nice bright sunbeam, or if it's not a sunny day where you are, you can also make your own sunlight with a little directed task lamp. If you have something like this, you can also use a flashlight. And you're going to need some objects, subjects, right? So could be something like a little pot. I'm going to try this with my kids, so I have things like some animal shapes, but you can experiment with lots of different things at home. And you'll need something to draw with and something to add color with. So I have some watercolors and colored pencils here, but you can really use anything you have around the house. So what you're going to do is switch on your light, and you'll see that the object placed in front of the light casts a shadow. And so you can play around a little bit with the placement of your object, with the distance of the light from the object. You'll see it really changes the way it appears. Once you've got something that is kind of interesting and that you're wanting to explore, you can just start kind of tracing and following the silhouette of the object. Right. So there we go. And so I'm going to turn my light off, and now I've got this kind of interesting drawing that I can begin to add some color to. You can experiment with things like cropping, right? How are you going to select and frame the shadow that you work with? You can experiment with color. How are you going to combine different shades? You can experiment with scale. How are you going to enlarge or shrink the object? So there's lots to play around with. You can actually layer different shadows and forms over one another to create patterns. So it's a jumping off point. I think this is a pretty purple. You want your brush?
Your brush. What's in there?
I'm experimenting.
Experimenting.
Where are you going to put it in?
Orange.
Put it in. You want to put it in the water and then pick a color and put it in the color, okay? So it's a really basic technique, but something that you can have a lot of fun with and use as a jumping off point for many different kinds of creations. So have fun exploring, and we'll see you next time.